let's continue with the energy principles. So, the next one, we're gonna add some movement with from the legs as well. So, now it's good to have something perhaps on the floor between your legs. You could have something like a line of a mat, or something like the end of a mat, or just a tape between your legs in a straight line, like we have here in our gym. We have the tatami or the puzzle mats. They have a seam, and these lines that they create are very good for reference in the movements. Because the next one, what we're gonna do is, the name is Pung Hok, which means spear thrust. So we want thrusting power from our body, and now it's sort of going forward. We are producing the power to make a spear thrust, like a hit with the elbow. And back. And what's here important is that you start from the same position as before, and you push yourself forward. And now as you push yourself forward, you want to keep the knee and toes pointing to the same direction, okay? Then we add also the elbow to here. So you see I'm very aligned to thrust with my body, to pierce with this elbow. Then I step back, then I go with the other side, then I step back, other side, like this, back, and the other. So all of these, toes, knee, and elbow, they point to the same direction. Also, I turn my shoulders so that they also point as much as possible to the same direction. From the side, it would look like this: forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. So you're thrusting with your body to make a spear thrust, like a hit with the elbow. And back. Now you want to keep the elbow when you lift it up, the hand. You want to place the hand firmly against your head and tuck your head from here. You move the head so you're sort of behind the elbow as well. Yeah. Now this makes it strong, so the power we produce with our body, when it's transmitted to the elbow and you connect the strike with your opponent, then you're not shaking, the opponent will be. There's a lot of pressure that this causes in the opponent's body. Okay, then as a sort of last point about this is that when you push, you want to have the rear leg extended all the way when you go forward. This gives you more support, so when there's an impact and you have the force also applied on you, so then you hold this, so it's like a support that keeps you sort of pushing the force forward rather than absorbing it back at you, okay? So let's do it for 1 minute, okay? Going forward, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Forward, back to the beginning, and other side, back to the beginning. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, and back. Push with the rear leg and return. Push with the rear leg and return. Push and turn your body. Push and turn your body. Push and turn your body. Go 30 more seconds. Going. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good. Okay. Then the next one now is the same idea, the same principle, pung hok, so spear thrust, but now we apply it with the legs now, especially the knee now. So the idea is that you start so that you have again the feet on your shoulder width. Then we start bringing the one leg sort of behind us here into the middle. So here I have an intersection of, and then there's a line here. So I'm stepping on this line behind. So that's the footwork I use for now, for clarity. And then as I start the knee, I push. You don't necessarily need to have the arms now like this. They can be wherever you want at the moment. We're focusing more on the legs. So what we're doing is we thrust the hips forward. So what we want to do is bring the knee forward, not upward but forward now. So you think of your knee as a spear, okay? They say traditionally like it's the spear of the giant. So from the side it looks like this. So from here you push the knee forward. And then you change. So push. What causes the push? Is this not forward, not upward, but forward, jumping, as if like this, okay? And then to that you add the hips push. So similar to if you've ever done some hip thrusts on the floor like this. So this is the actually like a similar thrust. You need to engage the glutes here. So push, come back to the middle and change. Push, back, change. Push to the middle and change. Step back, push, change. Back, push, change. Like this. Thrust the hips. Push the knee forward. Think about piercing through an object in front of you. Okay? Forward. It's very common mistake that people go now upward with the knee like this, but that's not what we want now. We want forward thrust, okay? It's also a good exercise for balance. And also this may cause some back problems for some people if they keep the back is very arched here. So what you want to do is tuck the tail, so to speak, a little bit. So you do with the hips like this, as your knee here, so then you don't have the problem with the back. The problem arises when you lean backward like this, so then your body weight is on your lower back and the back is arched, and it gets sort of not necessarily damaged, but there's pressure and it can cause damage. Okay, let's do a 1 minute set together, all right? Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1 and 2. Good. Very good. Okay. Next is called Changao, meaning like an elephant step. This means that something like kicks and knees that sort of the direction is upward. It can also have other directions in addition to the upward movement, like the round kick, like this, the tie round kick, even though it's a horizontal, but you still need to lift the leg up. So with those kinds of attack, just as with a straight knee upward, we utilize changao, which is basically the stomp down, which lifts you up. Almost think of it as if you jumped upwards like this, but without leaving off the floor. So now how you can do this, how you can practice this, is a simple version. Like before, you step back and then we kick. So now the kick starts with this. This is the power source for the kick, and then you swing your leg up. So you keep it straight and you swing it up. Let it be relaxed, the leg, and you want to sort of think about like a football kick or something, kicking the groin. So the leg is quite straight as you kick. And then the other one. Keep it relaxed but straight, the leg. Okay? Stomp and try to transfer the stomp. So absorb the impact of this stomp and use that to swing your leg harder. But don't kick very high if you haven't done some stretching, if you feel tight at all, because you easily hurt your hamstring muscles here. So kick only like as high as it's comfortable, you know. And once you warm up, increase your mobility, then you can kick a little bit higher. You can try a difference. If you try to kick like this very hard, okay? Or if you add the stomp for the kick, you feel the difference. It's a lot harder, the kick. Stomp and kick. If you have any problems doing this with a straight leg, you can also practice the same with a straight knee. So now the knee goes up. Yeah. So now you stomp in order to lift the knee up. 1 and 2. Okay. So whichever you prefer, the straight kick, like this, stomping, or knee is good. Okay? Both work. Now some additional details. When you do this, if you want more power, you go on the ball of your foot, so the heel is up. Okay? That's for extra power, but it's difficult at first, especially with balance, and that's quite good for sports. But when you are, for example, outdoors and you have a different surface than something very standard like this, you might want to emphasize balance, so not risking yourself falling down, especially in self-defense situations. If you fall down on the ground or on the floor, it can be very detrimental. So you can do the same with foot flat on the floor. So when you kick, it can be flat, the leg, like this. Also with the knee. So you choose. For self-defense, especially outside gyms, cages like ring, it's perhaps better option, foot flat on the floor. When you do for sport, you get more power for the kick with going on the ball of your foot, and in that environment it's more safe, so you can use that there. So now we do again a 1 minute set, and you can choose if you want to kick leg straight or with the knee. Okay, let's start in 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Keep balance. If you lean a lot backward, you easily lose your balance, so don't lean backward too much. So try to stay upright. Go. 30 more seconds. and kick. Okay, good. All right, so we would still have one more, or we have one more energy principle. It's very difficult to practice without an object. So you can try this, but you have to be very careful. It's called nuang ayara. It's like a elephant trunk. So the way how we do this is like we swing our kicking leg like an elephant trunk. So it's for example, for low kicks, middle kicks, like quite much like this one is for punching. Okay. Now the next one is for kicking, but also round. So what we do is we turn the body to the side, we sort of twist and let the kicking leg swing around after. Here it's very important, before you start doing, that the heel is not firmly against the floor. Because if you have the heel firmly against the floor and you twist the knee, then it can cause here, you can have knee injuries. So keep the heel slightly off the floor and let yourself pivot around the heel. But we'll go to this more in detail later on. So I'm just quickly going to show you this technique, and then you can try it, but very carefully. It requires some. It's better if you have an object to kick to, so you can control the movement. But now you can try how it feels. So when you want to do the kick, so step a little bit to the side and swing the body. Follow with the kicking leg. Same thing on the other side. So the body rotates and the kick follows. The leg follows. Imagine that the kicking leg is like dead weight, and you rotate your body to swing the leg, the kicking leg, sort of drag. What you're doing is sort of dragging the leg, like if you were dragging your arm, punching with the body like a hook. The same thing, but with the kicking leg. 1 and 2, and so forth. Okay, I'm not gonna make you do this now because this is an introduction, and you can try it, but be careful. This was the introduction to the eight energy principles. They're sort of an introduction to them, and then when we learn, for example, straight punch, then we're gonna apply an energy principle and dig more deeply into that energy principle applied in the straight punch. Okay, thank you very much. Sawadee krap.